You don't know what you're talking about. You don't get it.
You think I don't know who you people are? With all these monsters running around here. Tell me, where'd they come from?
It's not what you think. You don't understand!
I don't understand!
Blue Umbrella is a company that played an important, albeit largely background, role in the events of the game Resident Evil 7 BioHazard. Formed in 2007 from the ashes of Umbrella Pharmaceuticals, Blue Umbrella has made it its mission to make up for its part in the ever-growing bioterror era that its former associates helped to usher in, taking on the mantle of Umbrella so as not to hide from their past, but to take responsibility of what the pharmaceutical giant has done, and try to make amends.
I know it must be difficult, and to tell the truth, a lot of our members have been with us since even before we reincorporated as a PMC. About all that's left now is the name. Let's just focus on the mission, and maybe we can continue this conversation when you get back, okay?
Sure, whatever.
Umbrella was reincorporated as a private military company in 2007, a result of the Terra Grigia panic which occurred in 2004. The Terra Grigia panic had opened the eyes of the world to an ever-growing threat of bioterrorism. These highly advanced bioweapons being more and more commonplace on the black markets of the world, and attacks from disgruntled factions such as Veltro being ever on the rise. To combat this, Umbrella's United States assets were consolidated in 2007 under new leadership. Many former Umbrella employees returning to their positions, but with much different goals. The US government helped to build Umbrella back up, likely thinking that their knowledge of BOWs would be an invaluable asset if used under the correct circumstances. In its revived form, the company decided to keep its identity as the Umbrella Corporation, but change the color of its logo so as to separate itself in the public eye, keeping its name to acknowledge the trouble that they've caused and attempting to atone for their past sins. And while they would struggle to turn public perception, the company would stay true to their goals of helping to rid the world of bioterrorism. Their part largely being informational, as the United Nations forbade the reactivation of the Umbrella Security Service, meaning that they would have to hand combat duties over to third-party organizations such as the BSAA.
Chris, did we lose him?
No. Ethan Winters has been secured. He's alive and well considering.
And Lucas Baker? Right now, he's our only link to the connections.
He's next on my list.
Blue Umbrella would continue to keep a positive track record for the next decade, helping where they could in whatever capacity they could. But given their roots, distrust was still a prevailing perception. However, the company still did their best to turn the tide, including keeping tabs on the bioweapons black market and its major players. One of those major players being an organization known as the Connections. In July of 2017, Blue Umbrella would become aware of a situation in Dulvey, Louisiana that was tied to the Connections. A mole-based human BOW prototype named Evelyn had been causing some commotion in the area. An issue to be sure, but what Blue Umbrella was more interested in was her connection to the black market organization that had created her. Intel that Umbrella had retrieved indicated that a member of the family that Evelyn had infiltrated, Lucas Baker, was working with the Connections in monitoring the BOW. And in order to get information about the criminal organization, they wanted to capture him alive. Sending in a team of highly trained professionals from third-party organizations such as the BSAA, Blue Umbrella set out to capture the Connections associate, who was holed up in an abandoned salt mine in the area. The goal being to capture Lucas Baker and interrogate him as to what he knew about his employers. Unfortunately, the mission would see its fair share of troubles. When the forces arrived, Evelyn was still in operation. Luckily, most of the hard work had been dealt with by a civilian named Ethan Winters, the Umbrella forces only providing minimal assistance in finishing the fight. Once Evelyn was dealt with, survivors Ethan and his wife Mia were extracted. Ethan telling BSAA Captain Chris Redfield of another survivor, Zoe Baker. Sending another team to pursue Zoe, Redfield went into the mines to find Lucas, preceded by a few other Umbrella team members. Unfortunately, when he got there, he found that they'd all been captured, trapped in various puzzles, each of them being toyed with and killed by the Connection's associate. As for Redfield, he followed Lucas deeper into the mine, eventually uncovering a secret Connection's research facility and killing Lucas Baker after he'd triggered a mutation.
No way.
Just shut up and accept it, Lucas.
You'd love that, wouldn't you? Oh boy.
So this is what it feels like.
We've got a situation down here.
Killing Lucas was a setback for the corporation, whose main goal was to take him alive. However, data that Lucas had been transferring before his death was salvaged, making the mission far from a lost cause. As for Zoe, Evelyn had calcified her before her death. But thanks to a serum that Blue Umbrella had created, as well as her uncle, Joe Baker, she too had been rescued. Umbrella is a corporation that will forever live in infamy for the lives of people that it's destroyed. But with the deeds that they pursue today, maybe some credibility can still be salvaged. That credibility will be hard fought, however. But in atonement, there can be redemption. And for the era of bioterror that the Umbrella Corporation helped to usher in, they've still got quite a bit of work before that redemption will be achieved.
Think we did any good here?
Not for them, unfortunately. But the mold is contained. Hopefully, they're Evie's last victims.
Hopefully.